I can't with these women who coddle these men who allow this behavior. Someone asked me, what do you do when your husband won't take out the trash and won't pick up after himself and blah, blah, blah. And I said, I divorced that dude.
Won't pick up after yourself?
See,
that's just it. There are certain things I don't get. I get the man who's mentally ill-equipped to deal with being married and in the modern age, like literally right now, like what that means because they were raised by a woman who was not from the modern age.
Or not married.
But let's say she was, so that there was an example. There was an example of how a married woman should behave, how a married man should behave, and then that boy grew up and now is basically just doing what his own father had done, but in this age. So the age has dictated that men have to change. Men have to be different than their fathers. But they only have an example of their father. So if their father on Sunday just sat around all day like, what was his name? Al Bundy, watching the game and, yelling for beers and telling people if that's what you grew up with, and this is this is your day of rest before you go back to work to earn money for the family, and the woman is staying home. If that's the world you grew up in, you're now ill-equipped to deal with this modern world. You really don't get it when a woman is angry about what you're doing, because in your mind, this is what she's supposed to be doing, and that's what I'm supposed to be doing as the man.
And that was my first marriage. That was what happened. He expected that I worked full time and came home and cooked and cleaned and took care of the laundry and the dog and the yard, and his job was to go to work and play video games.
But I've never heard of that. I've never heard of the man saying, as the woman, your job is to go to work. I've never heard of that before.
Oh, yeah. That's
never been, even single moms, sure. But married people and the man saying to the woman, your job is to go to work?
I think it was his mom saying it's woman's job to work and provide share the responsibility of the finances.
And that's fairly a new phenomenon. That's post 70s, right? That's a fairly new thing. That's like a woman's lib thing. Like, you don't let the man go out and earn all the money, and you can't earn money because then that leaves you, when he leaves, of course, then you don't have the ability to earn money. It's a protection of yourself, of women to not, or to be able to earn. But I don't know. I think, like I said, I think that men are being forced by societal changes to adapt, and I don't think they're being taught to adapt fast enough.
Well, I look at things like, I have a nephew who is a year younger than Aaron. And my niece is a year younger than Keegan. Well, every time I talk to my niece, she's cleaning up the kitchen, or she's, straightening up something. During the conversation at some point, she's moving about the house cleaning up. And when I say to her, what does your brother do to help? He does nothing. Absolutely nothing.
I don't get that.
And it's infuriating to me because that's exactly what my brother did. Absolutely nothing.
But now you're saying these are family members. Is this a family thing?
Well, I don't think so, because they have no contact with my brother.
No. Just family. You're coming from the same mindset as what women should do, what men should do. Is it the mindset of these people that is similar?
I don't know.
Well, who's not forcing the boy to do anything?
Because the
who's not forcing the boy to do anything?
I don't know if it's not the mother or if it's not the stepdad.
No. If it's not either one, he's not doing anything. You see what I'm saying? The mindset is the same.
When she found out that our children have responsibilities like washing the dishes and cleaning the bathrooms and sweeping the floors and doing the things, she was like, wait, Aaron does those things too?
You better.
What to say?
And I just looked at her and I said, of course he does. He can cook, he can clean, he can wash his own clothes, he can manage money.
I can
break
breathe.
out the Board of Education up in this
breathe, right?
But what you're taking for granted is you can breathe, right? There are guys your age who have never been taught this stuff and never had this responsibility, and then they go and get married.
But no, they don't have it because their parents did not force them to realize that this was part of their responsibility as a young adult in the household. Like, these are the things that you are going to be doing. Why didn't that happen? What is it about the culture of the people you're talking about? Why are they not? Because, okay. Single parents,
Yep.
male or female, it doesn't matter, basically have to rely on their children to do some of the things because everything cannot be done by the one parent. Everything
That's
cannot
not
be done.
true either.
No, everything can't be done.
I'm telling you, I have watched for years. My cousin, she's raising 3 teens at this point, and those kids don't do a damn thing. She works full time. Sometimes she works 60
You're
hours
saying that
a week.
they don't clean anything?
Nope.
Anything?
Nope. She does it all.
Okay,
And then
that just doesn't make sense to me because why would you do that? Why would you live that way?
I don't understand it myself, but her mom was the same way.
Yeah, but
her mom would clean everything, cook everything. The kids never did a thing. And then as soon as she became a mother and moved out on her own,
Is it because
she took over that same role.
Is it because she doesn't trust her children to do it, so she never gave them the responsibility because she wasn't trusted to do anything?
No, when I say why don't you have 3 teenagers, why don't you have these things split up?
Lots of free time.
You shouldn't have to do a thing when you get home but take a shower and eat dinner.
You should have free time.
And she says they're kids and it's not their responsibility. I'm the adult, I'm the parent, I'm the one that should be doing all of this.
But then
that's not true.
In just a couple years, they're going to be adults that can't do any of those things.
Right, you have ill-equipped motherfuckers having kids talking about I can't handle this 3-year-old 3 days after this grown-ass man.
I mean, I think maybe that's where the problem is as a culture is it's not about gender roles. It's about understanding the role of the parent as teacher, equipping their children for a life away from them. See, that's been our thing going back to before they were born.
Yeah.
Was we have to make sure that they understand so that when they're ready to go, they can go, and then they can do all of the things that they need to do as adults, like as humans, to take care of themselves. Well, no, I'm not talking about being successful.
Well, yes, you are.
That's a whole other. You got people that can be financially successful
I'm not
in
talking
the
about
world,
financial,
but then they can't wash a dish when they get home.
I'm talking
and they
about
have a beautiful apartment and a beautiful place to live, and they have nothing in the refrigerator and they can't cook a meal for themselves.
I wasn't talking about that. I'm talking about being a successful adult, as in being able to care for themselves, being able to budget their money,
But nobody
be able to
thinks of those things as success.
But when an American child cannot do those things at 18, 19, 20 years old, then the other adults around look at the parents like failures. What do you mean you don't know how to turn on the washing machine? What do you mean you can't scramble an egg? Your mama failed. Your daddy failed. That's how we look at it.
Yeah.
Because they did, clearly.
Because how many people did you go to school with, university with? know how to do their laundry, who couldn't cook for themselves.
I mean, they didn't know how to do their laundry until that red sock got in their whites. Then they learned. I mean, they're at university. They learned.
But they didn't come in having those skills.
Some didn't. Some did what you see on TV, you know, to take all the dirty clothes and dump them in the washing machine and start washing.
Can't you only do that if you're using cold water?
You really can't do that anywhere.
You shouldn't do that
because
anyway,
your whites are going to come out dingy. Your colors that bleed are going to bleed. And all your clothes are going to not look the way they did before you dumped them in there. But, you know, I mean, that doesn't really matter necessarily the color, the temperature of the water. But still, how many, I would say not, there were some, but of our generation, like I said, I would say a lot of those kids did know.
I went to school with a lot of kids who did not.
Okay, there's my problem. I think that's what I'm getting at here. You're talking about culture because, remember, I went to a black college.
Oh.
You know, you're sitting at Tuskegee. You got to know. I mean, the parents that sent their kids to Tuskegee in the 90s were probably on top of their heads.
Yeah.
Through high school, and they did need to know.
Yeah.
And culturally speaking, no, you don't get to sit at home and do nothing while I go out and work and I just take care of you. I mean, there was, of course, some kids like that. Yeah, but there's always kids like that.
Yeah.
But that's not the norm.
I knew more college kids like that who couldn't do the things than the ones that could.
Okay, so then where are they coming from?
Well, they were
What
from
is
all
their
over
culture? No. Where are they coming from mentally, not where are they coming from geographically? See? Where are they coming from? Are they very conservative?
Yeah.
Or did they have mothers that did everything for them and mothered the shit out of them, but then never taught them anything? I mean, where did they come from?
They're very conservative.
I mean, I think that's what you're identifying is a certain mindset when it comes to child rearing. Not necessarily a broad thing across, because if you had kids that grew up in a more rural situation that wasn't so conservative, but was more believed children work.
Well, it's not a belief; it's a necessity.
No, not everywhere. It's not. It depends. It depends on the parents. It depends on how they think about child rearing.
I think it depends on the finances of the parents.
Well,
because
once you get past a certain point, I gotta be at work, which means you gotta be doing something at home.
As a poor farm kid,
I see. I didn't say anything about farms. I just said
that's rural.
No, you can be rural and not be on a farm.
Okay, so as a poor rural kid, it was our job to pick the vegetables, feed the animals, clean the stalls, mow the lawn, do the things inside the house while my parents were at work.
That's my point. That's my point.
But my youngest brother never did a thing.
But then what is that telling you about what your parents believed?
Oh, my parents definitely believed in traditional gender roles.
So they believe that the girls should do all the work in the home, and the boys should do what?
The work outside of the home. However, that isn't how it worked, because my youngest brother never did shit. We're the ones who had to mow the lawn.
You're saying he's an outlier.
Well,
he's not the norm.
Okay.
Okay.
But in the 25 years my parents were together, I think I only saw my dad wash the dishes one time. And he might have cooked 3 or 4 times. Maybe. And he cooked the one thing when my mom was in labor with my youngest brother. I remember this. He made some pea soup or some shit. It was so nasty that not even the dog would eat it.
How do you mess up pea soup?
I don't know. It was really bad. And
it's literally boiling water with peas in it.
He ended up burying the pan in the backyard.
You throw a bone in it or something to season it. It's like making greens. It's not a hard thing.
It was so awful. It was like
you mash it.
Thick sludge the spoon stood up in. It was gross.
add water.
I know.
That's not a hard one.
So, yes, they believe in traditional
soup, the
gender
hardest
roles.
I think what you're saying is there are people that carry a belief about gender roles, about children, and they are still raising their kids in a fashion that is antiquated and not relevant to the time and place that we're in today.
Yeah. Well, reading this article, this woman whose husband was jobless and home, and he was complaining that she was working too much and sending the child into the office so that the child could see her, and he's trying to take the phone away and interrupting meetings and blah blah. The child is, because he wants mommy's attention. And to do that instead of taking care of your child, this is his son, and not allowing his wife the time to do the job that she's committed to doing because he can't cope. It's just selfish childish and petty.
We have to ask the question, why is it that men can go outside of the home, go to work, deal with people and all of the things of their day, all of everything, the traffic and the job itself and the bad manager and all of the stuff, the clients, but when they come home they can't deal with their own child. Where's the problem here? Because there is no class to make men equipped to deal with the child. We have classes that deal with all the other aspects, even driver's training.
I'm sure there are classes.
No, we don't have, like in high school, you don't have a class that you go to that teaches you how to be a father. You see?
We had that.
Most of those are gone now.
Yeah.
They've been gone. But it
was an elective.
But they still been gone. But they didn't teaching men to be fathers. I'm sorry, but I don't know if those classes exist.
But they should exist.
I know, but I'm saying that guy right now is not equipped, literally, mentally, physically, and emotionally to deal with that kid. Women are able to deal with that for some reason, and we don't know. I don't know if it's biological, if it's chemical, if it's that thing that happens when the baby is born that happens inside of the woman. Something happens that then allows women to have a certain level of tolerance for this little human being that keeps fucking up shit, right? That the man does not have naturally.
They can have it.
No. I'm saying naturally. It comes from
It's a chemical thing.
You learn it as a man. As a man, you learn patience.
But as a woman, you have to learn it too. It doesn't just flip on.
I don't know. I've seen women that were super impatient with everybody else's children, and then they had a child, and they became super patient.
It's a choice.
Out of nowhere.
It's a choice.
I don't know if it is.
It is a choice.
Some of that is I saw my child for the first time and, everything melted.
And that
I'm sorry, but that thing that
it's a chemical.
Women get, men don't get it.
Men do get it.
No,
listen,
don't.
Stop this right now.
I'm trying to tell you that men don't get it.
Aaron.
I'm a man, had 2 kids, don't get it.
Men do get it. They just get it at a lower dosage.
Oh God! If I gave you some really strong weed and I got the really weak weed, I might walk around and say I didn't get high. Oh, I'll give you the near beer and I'll get the strong beer. I get Utopias. You get the near beer. Look up Utopias. Now, did you get drunk off that bottle? Hell no. Did it affect you? Probably not. That's what you're going to say at your low dosage.
Aaron, watch the babies.
It's irrelevant. I've been through it. I'm telling you. Men want to feel it. They want it. They want to feel this thing for this human being that just popped into the world. And I'm telling you now, if men are honest, they know that their life is going to change. They know that their life is going to be upset by this little new human being. But they don't feel whatever that thing is that they watch their wives go through. They don't feel it.
So that's
not
the
the
reason
same
for them not to be
No,
able
I'm saying maybe that is the basis for all that comes later. The women have a connection that they are able to use as their most bottom layer. I gotta take care of this person. Men don't have it that way. Men do have the I need to take care of my family. But
I don't know that they have that.
I think they do because that's what drives them to work in mines.
Okay.
That's what drives them to do jobs that are super dangerous. It's to bring money back because they feel that that's what they're supposed to be fulfilling. It's not that they're supposed to be fulfilling the needs and wants of those people in the house. They need to bring money. Because it's a taught, learned
this dude
thing.
Doing shit. He's not bringing in money. He's not helping around the house. He's not taking care of the child.
Mm-hmm.
Why is he there?
I mean, basically, when I'm off work, I do more at home.
I know.
Because I feel like I need to offset, like if you're the one working and I'm not working, then I need to do all the other things to make your life easier so that you can keep working, and then I do all this other stuff.
And I
but I've always
appreciate
done
so
that.
much.
I've always done that because it feels like I should be doing more. So if I did say 5 things at home and went to work and went to school, as soon as I lose the job, I should be doing 10 things, right? I got the time. Why am I not? I should be vacuuming more. I should be cleaning, doing dishes more. I should be putting them away more. I should be doing everything more.
Because you have more time.
Because you have more time.
Yeah.
That just makes sense. I mean, what am I doing with the time? Normally, if I were to be at work, why would that turn into I need to play video games?
I don't understand.
I don't even play video games now, and I ain't gone. I mean, I barely do it.
I know.
You know?
You could have been playing.
We got a damn
We have a gaming podcast.
podcast about
We don't even
gaming,
play.
and I barely play because we play games sometimes. So I mean, I guess I think that thing that I do, I don't think if that's not a thing that I learned, say, from my parents, or it's not a thing that people do naturally in the world.
Like I remember when I was a teenager, I lived with my grandparents for 6 years, and I remember my grams was not feeling well, and my grams just vacuumed the house, and my ex-husband said, "Why are you vacuuming? That's woman's work," and it made my grandfather so angry. He's like, a real man would never say that. He'd just pick up the vacuum cleaner and get to work. And it was at that moment that I'm like, yeah, I don't want to raise a kid like this guy. I don't want to have my children ever thinking that they can't pick up a vacuum cleaner because somehow it makes them less than a man. I want my kids to be like my grandfather, who was the best man I'd ever met in my life, of course. So then I ended up divorcing the guy, and Aaron and my grandfather are almost exactly alike in so many ways. It's such a stark contrast. So I married, the first guy I married was like my stepdad who didn't do shit, and then my forever husband is exactly like my grandfather.
Let's not
make
that. No.
Forever and always to the end of time.
Yeah, I don't.
You're
stuck,
stuck,
I don't think
dude.
you should say a forever husband.
Why we gotta be threatening people?
Eternity, man.
I don't think you should call him a forever husband, because then that just sounds like a forever home, and you're on a home improvement
Actually,
show.
what it sounds like is prison. Like life. It sounds like life.
It's more than life. It's eternal.
Whoa. I have no comments. See, here it comes through the nose. As soon as it comes through the nose on the podcast, I will be the winner. Let's just everybody understand that. I will be the winner. I will feel that I have accomplished a thing.
The worst is hot tea out your nose. That's not nice.
That
I think anything
coffee?
hot
Yeah.
through your nose is a bad thing.
Anything hot or fizzy.
Fizzy's bad.
Fizzy's real bad.
Root beer is bad.
Okay. Are you good now? Did you get it off your chest? You're all happy now?
I'm better.
You're all better?
Go ahead. Do you think?
If you want to follow the Traveling Farrs, you can find us on the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, and any place that good podcasts are sold. At the Traveling Farrs. You know, I've been forgetting to say that.
What?
I'm surprised you guys haven't picked that up. I've been saying all the things, but then I didn't say the Traveling Farrs. If you like the Instagram or the Twitters, Traveling Farrs, which stuff goes up every day over there. Check that out. If you like the email, travelingfars@gmail.com, that Karen will check
I will.
incessantly.
I check it a couple times a day.
And the blog space, thetravelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry.
And don't forget to check out our Patreon. I don't know the link for that, but we have a
It
Patreon.
is patreon.com/thetravelingfars.
Go check
It's
it out.
down there.
You can support us directly with your monies that you have. Give it. Hand it over. And you'll get a nice shout out.
You can be a
You'll be on the green screen.
you could be a
Patron.
patron on Patreon.
You get a nice list with all your names.
I'm scrolling the list right now of everybody that's a Patreon.
Patreon. Patron.
You see, you can't say it.
Patreon?
You see, you can't say it.
That's
Once you get
not right.
Patreon in your head, you don't get patron back. Patron just gets thrown out. It's been replaced because it's supposed to be a patron, but
Right.
Via Patreon.
Patreon is it's all that you are a Patreon now.
No.
Yeah.
They are still called patrons.
No. You're a Patreon on Patreon.
God, you're saying the word too much. It's
See,
starting to lose meaning.
now you'll free. Patron will just go whoop.
Everything's starting to lose meaning now. Go check it out. Give
Say-
us your money.
Say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people.
Make it rain.
You know what's so funny about
Make
that?
it digitally rain.
This, just so that all of you understand, this does not come from people sitting around with lots of money and they're just doing like this. Comes from people in strip clubs giving strippers money.
Yeah, didn't everybody?
No, they don't know that.
Everybody does it. I knew that.
No.
Making it rain was always a stripper thing.
Middle schoolers doing this for I have lots of money.
Oh, Lord.
Instead of I'm giving naked lady money.
Yeah, that was make it rain on the naked lady.
Yeah, give the naked lady money.
Give the nice naked lady the money.
It's always great when you see a first grader. Yes, especially here in Mexico.
Give the nice naked lady money.
Yeah,
Come on
that's
now,
what it was.
y'all don't understand what y'all
How?
doing, man.
That's why you ask questions. Don't just do things, because then you look stupid.
Then you look stupid.
And you don't know why you look stupid.
Peace.